More than 295,000 Americans have already lost their lives to the coronavirus. 2,733 of those tragic deaths were reported just today. I say it over and over again, but it didn't have to be like this. One grieving family understanding that, and they are fighting back. They're calling out their local government for refusing to enforce COVID restrictions and pleading with their community to mask up. CNN's Lucy Kavanaugh has a story.
She was scared. She said, she called me Nettie. She said, Nettie, am I going to die? And I said, Mom, you know, you're like this fighter, right? You defy the odds all the time, and you're not going to die.
When her mother, May Bunges, was infected with COVID-19, Jeanette Strump thought she would pull through like always.
Good job, Mom.
May survived a dual lung transplant. She loved singing,
Hold them, Broncos, hold them.
and cheering the Denver Broncos.
She used to sit right there in that chair.
But now her family is mourning. The 71-year-old matriarch died of the coronavirus last month.
My mom is maybe no more special than the other 6,000 people who have died now. But she's just as special as every one of those people.
Jeanette was able to be with her mother in her final moments. Her dad and sister never got that chance.
It's horrible to sit there and watch my mom gasp for air as she's dying. And when they took out that tube, it's horrible. And we couldn't do anything for her. She had perfect, beautiful new lungs, and this monster virus killed her.
What were your last words to me?
I love you. I want you to come home. But it never happened.
May was a longtime resident of Greeley, Colorado, where she spent decades volunteering.
People in this community are profoundly affected by my mom's death. She meant something to the people here.
Weld County, home to Greeley, is solidly in the red, both politically and on Colorado's COVID-19 dial. Nearly 58% voted for President Trump in this election.
I'm Commissioner Steve Moreno.
But despite a surge in coronavirus cases, Weld County commissioners last month announced they would not obey the state's new COVID-19 restrictions on the area.
Ultimately, this boils down to personal responsibility, to voluntary compliance. Folks, you know the best ways to combat COVID.
The county has no mask order, its sheriff saying he would not enforce one anyway.
I just want everyone to wear masks, please and thank you.
The family has launched an initiative called Mask Up for May to prevent others from experiencing the pain of losing a loved one. Although they say they are lifelong conservatives and Republicans, they also say they feel let down by their county and the White House.
Our own president saying the day after the election that the coronavirus would disappear. Well, guess what, Mr. President? My mom died 15 days after your election, and it didn't disappear. It didn't go away. It's not going away. It's not a joke. My mom died 15 days after your flippant remarks, and I am devastated.
And Dawn, May is gone for good. It's a loss her family will have to live with for the rest of their lives. And I don't know how many more grieving families will have to share their heartbreak for our elected leaders to take this virus seriously. We reached out to Weld County. They have not responded to our request for comment on this story, but there are simple steps elected officials can take to help save lives. It just requires leadership. Dawn?
Like that, you're right about leadership. Like that little boy say, just wear a mask. Lucy, leadership is right. Did the family say if this affected how they voted this election?
They did. They're lifelong conservatives and Republicans. They say that they voted for Joe Biden in this election in part because they feel that the Trump administration failed them and failed the country by mismanaging and politicizing its response to COVID.
Yeah. Listen, I know that Jeanette is watching, and our hearts really go out for you and Frederick and all of the family involved there. Thank you so much.